Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Questlove Supreme. I am your host, Questlove. It's a hot summer. It's hot, man. That's all I can say. I know that Fonte and Laia are not in New York City right now.
Yo, it's hot everywhere, yo. I just left DC. It's hot. I'm in LA. It's hot. It's just wet hot or hot. It's hot.
See, I'm on hiatus right now, so you know, if I'm at work, then it's always 67 degrees, so I always have a sweater on. But, you know, this is one of the rare times in which I'm not under freezing conditions.
You just came from New
Sugar
Orleans.
Steve, are you an Uber driver right now? Sugar Steve, what are you doing?
I'm in a limousine heading to a power lunch with a big time producer, and I was telling Neo and Laia about this earlier before the interview started. I can't disclose who I'm going to, but it's a very big thing happening. And
so you're basically going to see Elvis Costello, right?
Oh shit!
This is bigger than that.
Whenever he gets a secret, it's always Elvis Costello. Okay. I met one of your comrades on the plane this morning. He kept waking me up out of my sleep. A trombone player Who is that?
Jeffrey Miller. He's a great trombone player. He's on one of our records on jmirecordings.com. Check it out.
Yeah, he woke me up twice. Once to tell me that he records to you. The second time he woke me up out of my sleep to share a joke with me about carrying his plunger, his toilet bowl plungers that he uses for his trombones. Wanted to show up.
You could have bumped into worse friends of mine.
Anyway, y'all, you know, we're here today, and I will say that our guest probably doesn't need any. I won't say. I'll say that he doesn't need an introduction, but
he's one of my favorite bridge writers. He's one of my Bridges.
Yo, you know how rare Bridges.
Yeah, and the Bridges is undefeated.
So. Yo, our guest is indeed. He's a 3-time Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, actor. Collaborated with the best of them, from Jigga to Beyonce to Pitbull to Rihanna to Kanye to Fabulous. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. He's released 7 albums, and his 8th, which is entitled Self-Explanatory, will be out by this recording in July. I believe
out now on all platforms.
Yes, July 15th. 8-track as well, I hear. 3 platinum albums, prolific songwriter, prolific songwriter and producer and entertainer. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the one and only, the one, Neo.
The one
to Questlove Supreme.
The only one.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
That was a hell of an introduction. I need it done like that from now on.
Hey man, every hero needs his theme music and his own fanfare.
I love it. I love it. Greetings, brother.
For our listeners who can't see you right now,
yes,
you're in a house that looks like it's nothing but Art Deco lights, like.
I'm at home currently. This is my recording studio that I'm currently in. I tell people all the time that they be like, so what do you do with your spare time? What do you do when you're not doing music? I'm like, music. So right. that's pretty much. I do this because I love it, man. And with that being said, I couldn't have a house without a studio in it. It had to happen. So I built my own.
I love it. Same here. I'm in mine. That's dope, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, Fonte, you got your blue light on as well. I feel like I'm left out here.
Had to keep the vibe going.
Got to.
I feel you. Where are you from? Where were you born?
I was born in Camden, Arkansas. Yes, deep south.
Oh.
Don't feel bad if you don't know where Camden is. No one knows where Camden. People from Arkansas don't know where Camden.
I always thought it was the Nevada. That's what I was confused.
Well, I did the majority of my growing up in Vegas. Like I went to high school in Vegas, whole 9. Like all of that happened in Vegas. My dad was a truck driver, so it was kind of a type of thing.
Oh, that's a cool job. You rode in the back of the cab. He had one of those cabs with the beds in the back and everything. Like he did the
I
long
never
haul.
go with him.
Oh wow.
Just,
Okay.
The reason he wasn't ever home because he was driving trucks and doing other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any siblings? Your parents, are they musically inclined?
Everybody in my family does something in regard to music, be it playing an instrument or singing or rapping or whatever, what have you. Everybody does something. Like my mom used to sing. My dad plays bass. He sings. My sister sings ridiculously. She's an alien. But yeah, I have two sisters and a brother. One sister and then one half sister, one half brother. You know, Papa was a bit of a Rolling Stone. We hold no grudges. We pass no judgments. It is what it is. But yeah. Closest to my main. I don't know if I call it my main sister. How does that work?
Your full-blooded sister.
I share a mother and father with that sister. We're the closest. You know, no disrespect.
We all I have that situation too. So
you know how it goes. No disrespect to my other sister and my other brother. You know, they moved around and did their own thing, and it is what it is. But yeah, grew up in Las Vegas under a very, very musically inclined mother. She did everything to music, every single thing you can think of, be it cleaning up the house to watching TV with the stereo playing type situation. So yeah, it was just always there, right? It was just always there.
What was your first musical memory?
First musical memory, sitting in the living room in front of the stereo, crying and not understanding why as I was listening to Billy Ocean's Suddenly. Yeah.
Yo, Steve.
That is an 80s baby. That is an 80s baby right there.
Steve, 79.
Yes, boo. I know.
Steve, he's hitting your groove right
Life
now.
Life has no meaning to me. Life has no meaning. Suddenly.
No, life has new meaning.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I said.
No, he wasn't suicidal. His life has new meaning.
You know, I always fuck it up, Amir. You're right. I do fuck it up.
Wow.
It's all good.
That's actually that's actually dope to hear, because oftentimes I think people are rather ashamed that I think that's the purpose of music is to either document a time period. Like music to me is always like a musical Polaroid, because it helps me remember what year it was or what time it was or what happened at a party. Like, oh yeah, like whenever I hear, you know, Ironic by Lance Morissette, I'm forever going to remember like, oh, my first car accident, you know.
Oh, wow.
I'm just giving an example, but I'm just saying that music does that. What do you think it was about that song that touched you?
You know what? To be completely honest with you, man, I might have been, maybe 5 or 6 or somewhere in there when this happened. But even now, as a 42-year-old man, it's something about some of the melodies that just get you, bro. It's just, I think that was the first time I realized the power of melody. You know what I'm saying? That hitting a certain chord on a guitar or a certain note on a piano could like put goosebumps on your arm type thing. You know what I mean? Like I didn't, and mind you, at the time I didn't know that's what it was. But thinking back now, it's like that had to be what it was, because I couldn't have understood what he was talking about. I'm 5. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the music, the way the melodies was hitting me, I think that's what it was.
All right, so I'm gonna resist. In the entire history of the show, I've never, quote unquote, stooped this low to ask these questions. Like, I never want to ask like old guy questions. But no. But since you're you're one of the first. Well, no. I just mean, no, but I'm way older than him. But, and at that, he made his mark in the sort of millennial age of music. I'll ask you then, are you, and again, I have to ask in light of what I lovingly dub as the versus comedy hour.
Oh.
Hey, bruh.
Didn't know he was going there. Didn't know it, but I'm not mad. Not mad.
No, I'm not about gotcha journalism, not about putting the next man down. But are you rather perplexed at, and the thing is, I don't believe that music is dead. I just believe that the particular music I like, I have to search like
very, very hard,
far and wide for. But for you, are you kind of perplexed at what passes for music now. The fact that that type of melody might not necessarily be exposed to a mainstream audience as it once was.
That's a beautiful question, and I have to say I definitely share in where you are with that. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I've put myself in a place where if I'm going to be a part of this industry, I have to find a way to like a little bit of everything, you know, maybe not love it. I wouldn't turn it on in my car, but if it's on, I'm not going to sit here and badmouth it or sit here and not have a good time because they're not playing the kind of music that I want to hear, quote unquote. Like
do you still listen to the radio?
Huh?
Do you still listen to the radio?
Not as often as I once did. Nah, not really. Normally I'll go on, you know, one of the streaming joints or whatever and pull up what it is I'm looking for. That's easier for me than sitting and trying to tolerate some of the things that, because I mean I'm from that place too, bro. I'm from the place where, you know, it was the intricacy of that 3-part harmony, like that place, and that's just
right.
Like you said it in my intro, bridges. Like nobody writes bridges anymore. It's like people ain't got time for it to be good no more. Like what are we all rushing towards? Songs are like a minute long now. Like where are y'all going so fast?
Man, no, listen.
No, that mean they fucking fast.
My son, he has a I don't know if you're up on her. He has an artist he listens to, is this girl Pink Pantheress. I don't know if you're up on her. Pink Pantheress. She put out an album, I think it was last year, 10 songs, 18 minutes.
That's like Fantastic Volume 1.
18 minutes is the whole album. Yeah, straight up.
Wow.
But this is my 16-year-old, my youngest son. But yeah, that's kind of where the youngins, that's what it is.
I'm really curious as to why that is. Like because even when I was 16, like it was about the story of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, maybe I was a different little 16-year-old, but like what's the joint? The song is 10 minutes long. Luther Vandross.
Okay.
Long ago and so
Superstar.
Superstar. Yeah.
That's a 10-minute song, and it feels like 2 minutes because you just enjoy that shit so much that it passes quickly. But that song is 10 minutes long, and you wouldn't even know it. But it's about the beginning, middle, and end of a story. I used to listen to music for that.
Yeah, I think now
you don't get that no more.
Yeah, now, bro, I think we got like it's the tail wagging the dog, like in that, you know, people are making music specifically for streaming services. And so they know a 1 minute or 1.5 minute song will naturally be streamed more in 5 minutes than a 5-minute song would be once. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
You know what, from a business and commerce standpoint, that's smart as hell.
However,
I learned that lesson.
Music art is not supposed to be inspired by commerce, at least not in my personal opinion. That's just supposed to come from the heart somewhere. And if it's coming from the heart, it might take a little longer than a minute to get my point across. But that means that my song ain't gonna be played on the radio now. Exactly. Damn. All right. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
I learned that lesson with Old Town Road. I spun it at a party once and thought, you know, okay, I'll put it on. Like back when it was red hot, that would be my first record, my stalling record, until I find out what I really want to play. And I looked at the thing, and it was like 2 minutes and 27 seconds. And I was like, whoa. Like I had to play it twice. I mean, the Billy Ray Cyrus thing stretches it a little bit.
Yeah, the remix
in 17 seconds. But yeah, man, it's also maybe that this generation doesn't need a lot of time to express itself. I won't say that doesn't have much to say.
They do have the language. They have the words.
Because the thing is
memes. That's what it is. It's like meme culture.
Yeah. Statement next.
But they also have new words that we didn't have before, where we used to be taking forever to say it. Gaslight, trigger. You used to have to think, come on, that shit didn't exist. You could do a whole sentence about what that shit really was. Like, it was like Trump.
Right. The lingo is gonna change with the times, as you know, as long as it's young people, it's always gonna be new lingo. I ain't mad at that part.
Yes.
I wish that everybody would just slow the hell down. I feel like, you know what I feel why music is suffering is because nobody's taking the time to keep it good no more. Like everybody is, as you said, everybody trying to get their streaming numbers up. And it's like, listen, we'll worry about quality later. Right now, it's just, let's just get it out there so we can get these numbers up. That sucks. I just hate that we in this place now, man. I really.
But it's not all young people. Not
everybody.
You understand? Because there is a section of young people that are appreciating the 90s right now, that are rediscovering neo soul and all of that and making it new again. So I mean, you know, let's just give the baby some love.
There's always exceptions, but you know, the mass situation right now is, you know, a song need to be a minute long because I got something to do. What do you have to do? You ain't got time to listen to some good music. I don't get it.
Yo, I used to tell people on the radio, listen, if you want to find good music, it's not going to be the shit that easily comes to you. You're going to have to go find it. And I'm on the radio telling you that the good shit is not what you're easily hearing on the radio. Okay? We're repeating some things, but I'm sorry. Go back.
I feel like this show's now turning into the corner of Do the Right Thing.
There's one other element of this that I feel like might play a very, very strong factor. Okay. Now, I am not anywhere near good enough to say that I am a piano player or a guitar player or a drum player. I'm good enough to tap around and find what I need, right? But I recall a time where music was kind of like a really, really exclusive club. You had to know what you were doing.
It's a hobby.
That's what L.A. Reid said yesterday.
You had to be good at what you was doing. Like now, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. It's the door. It's the YMCA. Come on in, y'all. That's where we at now. So of course, if you got just anybody doing whatever, of course things are going to suffer. The quality is going to suffer. There was a point in time where the quality was up because the cats that was doing it was quality. Taking nothing from anybody today. I'm not saying no names. I'm not doing that. I'm not bashing. I'm just saying
100%.
that now. I mean, take something like DJing. You remember when you had to like learn timing and like figure out how to mix records and all of that. And now you push a button and you're done. You're done. You push a button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those tools are just gonna have to push people to like be creative in a different way, because I mean, even with DJing, it's like, if you have the records, you could give me Amir's hard drive right now and I wouldn't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you still have to know how to play the records. You know, there's just still a skill set that's involved. But with technology, in many ways, good and bad, has leveled the playing field so that the barrier of entry is pretty much non-existent.
Well, it's the same thing with auto-tune, for example. Yeah,
100%.
You got to know what you're doing with auto-tune to make it do what it do, right?
Oh yeah, so you're gonna be auto-tune with auto-tune.
There you go. And so it's the same thing with DJ. I understand that there's a technique to it, but you can't deny that back day, before the buttons came, you had to be a little bit better at what you was doing. To you know what I'm saying? You had to be good. Yeah. You had to be that dude a little bit, like. And the same thing came with playing instruments. The same thing came with singing. You know what I'm saying? That's why we kind of seeing what we're seeing right now. It's not the craft itself. I don't feel like is as respected as it once was. Like nobody's.
That means the bottom's gonna fall out. No more. You know that means the bottom's gonna fall out, right? Y'all know that, right?
Or the bottom fell out.
Or God willing, somebody comes along and saves us.
Do you remember the first album that you purchased with your own money?
The first album I purchased with my own money, surprisingly, was not an R&B album. It was the Far Side's Wild Ride?
Bizarre Ride to the Far Side?
Bizarre Ride, yes. That was the first one. Yeah, huge Far Side fan. Yeah.
You were 13. Okay.
Easily. Something like that.
Wow. You know, it's weird. That album was a hard sell for me in the very beginning. I didn't like Your Mama.
I wasn't big on Your Mama either. It was cool, but yeah.
Was it the remix that turned you around, or was it just?
No, when I heard For Better or For Worse.
Yeah. Oh, damn, y'all. Yeah. All right.
When I heard Your Mama, I just thought, corny, and I ignored them. And well, Laia, you know, like when Richard Nichols and AJ Shine were producers, AJ Shine was like Philadelphia's Stretch and Bobbito, and he had a copy of the album. And I looked at the album cover, and it was just the craziest thing I've ever seen, which is really weird because when he put For Better For Worse on, I feel like the album cover, that's the soundtrack to the album cover, For Better For Worse. Yeah. But when I heard those Fender Rhodes, like that just totally, I don't know. It just opened the whole portal. Literally after I heard For Better For Worse, I told Rich, like, we need a keyboard player. And he was like, I know this guy living in my house named Scott Storch. And that's how Scott came into the group. Wait, speaking of which, I'm just realizing I didn't realize that you were the third writer of Let Me Love You. I've always thought that was just Scott and Cam.
Yeah, shout out to my man Cam. No, that was me. Yes, I was absolutely there for that.
Oh man, man, the amount of times I've known Cam like the same. I've known Cam since I've known Scott, since they were like yay high. I thought Cam wrote those lyrics. I was like,
no. We definitely went back and forth on that. That was my first time ever working with Cam, and it was. I just remember because I remember it being such an easy situation because I worked with other writers since then, and it's egos getting away, and I wrote this much, and all of that stuff gets in the way. That was not the case when this song came to be. I feel like that might be why the song did so well, because it was just such a, it was just love. The whole situation was just love. Nobody was tripping off of who got what percentage. Nobody was trying to do more than they did. Like, it was just a love situation. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that man. Shout out to Cam. Shout out to Scott Storch. That's to a large degree, that's where my career started. Because that was the song that finally got me the attention. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, I was dubbed the little nigga that wrote the Mario song. That was my name.
Can you talk about the process of you discovering your voice?
My sister was born with just, she came out the womb high C, like just in there, easy. It takes nothing. I had to work for mine a little bit, I knew I could hold the note. I wasn't tone deaf, but I wasn't my sister. You know what I mean? And in our house, the standard became my sister. So I fell a few notches below that. So it took a little minute for me to just really, really get comfortable with my voice. A lot of Michael Jackson, a lot of Stevie Wonder, you know what I'm saying? Moms actually put me on to both of these gentlemen. And it helped me get more comfortable with just how my voice sounded. I used to really not like the sound of my voice because, for one, I couldn't do what my sister could do. Technically, she had the ad-libs and all of that stuff, right? And then my mom was like my hero, and she used to listen to a lot of husky voiced singers, the OJs and your Teddy P's, and take them off and that. And I didn't have that, you know what I mean? So I didn't really like singing at first. And then she introduced me to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, not Thriller, Off the Wall. She introduced me to Songs in the Key of Life. She introduced me to how they were doing what they were doing with their voices, and it helped me become more comfortable with my own because there was a similar timbre there, kind of that nasally high thing, you know what I mean? And it just helped me get more comfortable with it, but not comfortable enough to sing for people. It was at the height of what I was doing. I'm in the 10th grade, and if ever I'm upset about something, mad at something, whatever the case may be, I got a little red notebook under my bed. I pull that joint out. I'll write a quick song, sing it to myself, throw the notebook back under the bed and go on about my business. Like my friends didn't know for a long, long time. I did, because it wasn't for them. It was for me. It was therapy for me. You know what I mean? So I went to a performing arts high school for visual design. I used to draw and paint and whatnot. And every year, this high school, Las Vegas Academy for Theater, Performing, and Visual Arts, every year they would do something called Pop Concert. And this was primarily for the dancers and the choir majors and the techie guys that do the lights and all of that. It was like a super glorified talent show. Think, they got smoke machines and it's
Vegas.
The biggest thing going on. In high. So of course, this is a major deal to the whole school. Everybody except the art majors. We were kind of left out of that. They ain't really nothing for us to do. You can make your backdrop. Nah, we fine. We got lights. We don't need it. All right, cool. So we were kind of like the grassy knoll kids. Like they wasn't nobody studying us because the rest of the school is on pop concert. It's kids crying in the cafeteria over choreography. You just 5 and 6. Damn it, you like so
sounds like someone I know.
So this particular year, me and the Grassy Knoll kids, we decided, you know what, we're gonna do something to just kind of take the piss out this whole situation, right? So we pulled straws. Of course, I pulled a short straw. The plan was to somehow get into the talent show, because you had to audition to get into the talent show. So that was the hard part. Get into the talent show, and then once you got on stage, turn around, moon the crowd, run off. Like that was what we was gonna do. That was our plan. This was the plan. It was kind of like just a big fuck you to everything that y'all making such a big dollar. No one's getting signed from this talent show, guys. Calm down. That was our way of saying that to everybody. Okay, so
how you gonna get on stage? Okay.
Yo, you art majors were always assholes, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, completely on purpose. We thrived on being assholes. We did it on purpose. But okay, so I go to the choir room to audition. I sang Boyz II Men, End of the Road. The choir major instantly asked me, "Why are you not in my class?" I'm like, "Because I'm not a singer." She was like, "Yes, you are." Whatever. Wow. Am I in? Yeah, you in. All right, cool. Bye. Gone. All right, I got in. How'd you get in? Don't worry about it. I got in. All right, cool. Get there. It's the day of. Everybody's excited. All my homeboys are sitting in the front. I don't know how the hell they managed that, because it's just something that you had to get tickets to, but we found our way in, damn it. We always, the Grassy Knoll kids always find a way. Anyway, it's my turn to go up. They introduced me. Show your love for Schaefer Smith. That's my real name, Schaefer Smith. I walk out on stage to no applause because, mind you, the kids at this school know me as the little dude with the braids that'll draw you a picture if you give him $10, right? This is who I was at this school. So the music starts, and I can't make this up. The music starts, and I look up at the crowd, and all of a sudden, nobody's there. Everybody's gone. What? I don't know. It just in my head, everybody's gone. The crowd is gone. All I can hear is the song. So I just started singing. I sang the whole song, set to one place, eyes closed, sang the whole song, ad-libs and all of that. Song ends. Right. No applause. All of a sudden it was like it was a
slow clap to the roar.
Like, what in the fuck? What is?
Because it was like where the hell did this come? Again,
they were shocked.
Little nigga with the braids that'll draw you a picture for $10. This is who I was. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? So that at that moment, suddenly, the following days is girls saying hi in the hall and shit that I knew I was, all of that. A buddy of mine said, "Hey, me and some friends, we had a singing group. I don't know if you want to join the group." Yeah, sure. All right. And then once I got into the group and met, some like-minded gentlemen that wanted to do the same thing, we sat around creating 3-4 part harmonies and whatnot. That's when it was finally like, I could do this for a living. Like I could really, I could do this.
So you just left the Grassy Knoll people, like you just rolled out on them, like fuck.
Well, no, I mean friends is friends, and we was always that. But it's at the same time, I'm spending a little bit more time in the choir room.
I have to ask this question. Your class of 2017.
Class of 98,
2000.
What?
2001?
Class of 98. 1998. I was born in 1999.
No, I made a mistake. Yeah. So that said, did you go back to your 20th reunion in 2018?
Oh, please say yes.
I did.
Did you stun on him?
I'm not a stunter, if that my flex is real light. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put this shit on, but not say I put this shit on. I'm gonna just wait for you to notice that I got that shit on. Like, that's me. That's me. I'm not gonna draw attention to the diamonds, but should you see them, goddamn, that's
right.
That's how I
heavily implied.
So I went, and mind you, the most famous people there was myself. Apparently the drummer from the group The Killers went to the same high school as me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in Vegas. Yeah, that makes sense.
What's
and 702, right? And 702,
right? 702 was on their way out as I was on my way in.
Okay, I just knew y'all. Okay, I just knew.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But she's an actress. beautiful chocolate actress. She was on that True Blood show. She was on,
Rutina.
Yes.
Rutina. That's the homie. That's the homie.
We went to school together. Yeah, man.
Yes, he old. I told you. I mean, Rutina, you not old, but you know what I'm saying? Queen Sugar. You know.
Wow, man.
Listen, nowadays it's a blessing to get old, so I ain't even tripping.
Hell yeah.
So the thing is, you're saying that your gift of journaling or writing poetry was sort of your stress reliever, your way that you let off steam. Did anyone ever hire your services as like quasi Cyrano de Bergerac, as in write me something
all the time? Yes, all the time. Yeah, I used to do a lot of that for football players.
How much that cost? How much?
At our school, because there was no football at our school, but Rancho was down the street, and yeah, I knew a lot of them guys. Yeah, I write poems that they get their girlfriends or what. Yeah, listen,
but not for free though. Okay, $10.
$10. Boy, I got you.
That's nice.
I'll let you say you wrote it.
Wow.
$10. I'll never went hungry.
I would like to know what your process was then as opposed to now, as far as writing with a song. Are you a person that can get an idea of just words without melody or knowing what type of song it is? Or, do you have to sit and listen to the song? Or
I can honestly say that when it was, back in high school, before the stakes got high, so to speak, there was a freedom to my writing that dwindled over time, as I got into that place where it's like, all right, you've had success, now you got to do it again. And so now you're overthinking every fucking thing you do, because it's like, oh, is it as good as that thing? Before that, it was kind of just writing whatever came to mind. And there was no wrong way. Sometimes it was a cadence that came to me. No melody, just no words, just a cadence. Whatever the case. And then sometimes it was words. My training, so to speak, if you want to call it that, I would just go somewhere and look around the room, find a word, a phrase, a picture of something, create a story around it, and then write a song based on that story. Just to sharpen, the tools. So it could be a word, it could be, somebody sitting with a guitar and we sit and create melodies that way, and then throw words over the melody. Like, there's no wrong way, as long as we got to that thing you feel when like, we did that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I want to thank you for validating me.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for validating me right now. No, because I wrote a book on creativity, and I was trying to give various exercises. Well, the first thing I told people was that they have to embrace boredom more, because when you're silent, when you're bored, when you're still, that's when the ideas come to you. And I was just suggesting games that you could do, like brain exercises, where I think Carly Simon used to randomly open a National Geographic page and look at one sentence and then base a whole song on that. And so to hear you say that, yes, I'm glad that you validated me, because I don't consider myself a songwriter, but I figured that for writing, that's a great exercise to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's because if you don't, your songs tend to become stagnant. You know what I mean? Like let's write about love, let's write about sex, let's write about money, let's write about girls. These four things are always gonna, float to the top for the younger generation. That's just kind of is what it is to be young. I get it. But if you just focus on those four things, then all of a sudden your songs kind of start sounding alike. It's like, all right, well, you need new ways to say the same shit, if that makes any sense. And the only way to do that is to step outside your comfort zone, to find a word that is actually difficult. Write a song about graphite. What? Hold on. How do I?
Right.
What?
How do you sing graphite? Yeah, because you can rap it easy, but singing is something.
Step away from I love you so, never let me go. You know what I mean? Like, step away from that and figure out another way to say, to get that same point across, but with different words and different phrases and different melodies. Like I still do. I can't lock into one specific genre of music. because it's like, okay, you know, if it's hip hop, is these 3 melodies that every hip hop artist is using, right? So that's a very small bowl. If it's R&B, you know, it's these chords, it's the church chords, it's that type of vibe. Okay, that's cool. Step outside of that, listen to some country music, listen to them melodies over there. Step outside of that, listen to some Hindi music or whatever, just melodies that you wouldn't typically go to. And it helps just expand your library of sound. You know what I'm saying? When you sit down and do it, you got more shit to play with, as opposed to I Love You So Never Let Me Go and, you know, your latest church song made over with R&B lyrics on it.
Yeah. I want to ask, what are your taboo no-nos in songwriting? Like, okay, I hate You're on My Mind all the time.
Baby, you on my mind. I think about you all the time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those hurt. Those hurt the soul. They definitely. It's just so. Come on, man. Like, you ain't even tried. You phoned it in today. Like, that's I hate that. I hate the phoned in lyric. Not mind you, the phoned in lyric, not the simple lyric, because you can say it simply and it still be clever. It still have you know, a little kick to it.
It's not cliche.
Smokey Robinson's the king of that.
The king of, I'm gonna just say it, but I'm gonna say it in a
way.
The
king of simplicity.
Yeah, but still fly though. Like, simple but fly, not just simple for the sake of simple. Like, I used to have an issue with the whole concept of repeating one word over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Oh, baby.
It used to bug me because it's like, why? There's so many words.
So,
baby.
You mean rhyming words with words, or you mean like my, like, or just saying one word?
Or baby, baby.
This is why I have the utmost respect for the Dream, because the Dream found a way to do that shit and it don't bug you. I don't know how, but it don't bug you when you know it.
That's,
you know what I'm saying? It works for him. Shout out to the Dream. How the hell you do that, bro? Because I be trying that shit and it's like, nah, this crumble toss. No, this ain't it. This is not it.
Of your contemporaries, who's the Mount Rushmore of songwriters for you?
Of songwriters. See, that's an interesting question. I've actually never been asked that question before. It's always, who's just your Mount Rushmore, like your favorite, like. So if for that question, the question you didn't answer, you didn't ask.
Well, okay, let me re-ask. Instead of who do you respect now, who writes a song today that you're like, damn, I wish I wrote that?
You see,
like, is there a song that's like, man, I wish I had a crack at that? Like, damn.
I've heard 1 or 2 Drake records where the lyric was clever enough to where I'm like, oh, I did not think of that. That was good. That was good. Yeah, that hurt.
Okay.
That I've heard 1 or 2 records from him in that space. Let me see. I don't know. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't know a lot of the newer generation of rap. I don't know their names. You know, no disrespect or anything like that, but it's just. Okay. I have to. Well,
okay. So
I have to be enthralled in the record to then take it upon myself to go back and look at who wrote it, who produced it, and if I don't feel like that, then I'm not gonna waste the time. I'll let it be what it is and keep it moving.
Are you up on Victoria Monet? She's a writer. I really like her.
Love Victoria Monet. I consider her an artist, but yeah, she's a.
What does she work on, Fonte?
Oh, she's Ariana, but she's an artist, like, you know, like you said. But yeah,
I love her music.
Yeah, her music is dope.
Yeah. Shout out to Victoria Monet. Shout out to the girl Her. I just said Her. Just my Mount Rushmore, ultimate Mount Rushmore, be an artist, writer, whole nine, because all of these guys kind of embody all of that. 5 gentlemen: Michael Jackson, Prince, Sammy Davis Jr., Stevie Wonder, and Marvin Gaye.
You said that list like 5,000
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
That's a nice one.
Grew up in Vegas. I grew up in Vegas.
There it is.
Yes, sir. The Rat Pack. I fell in love with the Rat Pack. My mom brought it home, and of course, I gravitated to Sammy because he was the one that looked like me. So, yeah, man, that's what it was.
If you're in a rut, what's the process of you dealing with it? Do you have other hobbies or other things that you get into? Like, sometimes if I I mean, a great example is whatever, the movie, or I write a book, or I do something else creative, and that'll make me miss music. So do you have like another pivot that you go to if you're ever in a trap of not being able to finish the song?
I think the key word is pivot, because you kind of have to pivot, because if you don't, you sit there and force it until paralysis. Yeah, exactly that. So the thing for me has always been to step away from it, you know, as hard as that may be sometimes, because, you know, that whole defeated thing starts to set in. It's like, damn, I let the song beat me. No, you're not defeated. It's not done. Relax. You can come back. I'll step away, and not normally for me, I'll, you know, play Street Fighter. I'm an absolute beast at Street Fighter.
Who's your team? Who's your people? Who your player?
Ryu. I don't need nobody. Ain't nobody. Me and Ryu. Come on, dragon.
Just Ryu.
Fireballs for your soul. I got it.
Oh yeah.
So I'll do that, or you know, remember the practice I was telling you about, where I just look around the room and find another word and just something to get the wheels turning again. That's all I really need, and that normally helps. That normally helps.
See, that's how I play Wordle. So I guess I should sort of channel into actually writing lyrics, because I treat my Wordle game like I'm writing a song. What's the average time that you'll spend writing a song? Like how fast does it come to you?
I like that. So,
and what song took you the longest to write?
Yeah.
What song took you the longest to write?
So when I first started getting attention, so to speak, I used to pride myself on how fast I could write a song. That's kind of where the name Neo came from. Dion Evans, Big D Evans, may he rest in peace. He gave me the name because like, real talk, give me an hour, I could give you 17 records.
Wow.
Now, mind you, 17 records. I didn't say 17 smashes.
Right.
I didn't say 17 good records. 17 records. Either of the 17, 3 of them joints might be something, but 17 records.
Yeah.
So now it's definitely more of a quality versus quantity thing. Whereas then that same hour where I gave you 17, I'll take that hour to give you 2, but it'll be 2 smashes. You know what I mean? 2 that I know are gonna hit the mark, because I took the time. Your wheels. Yeah, because I took the time to make sure that I was doing exactly what happened up here. That's always been the hardest part for me, because I can hear it done up here already. I just need to get it out of here and into the world. And it somehow, through that process of that transition from my mind to the world, shit changes and things happen. And all of a sudden it don't sound like it sounded in my head no more. And now it's like, shit, I failed. All right. Step away, beat somebody up with Street Fighter. Aha. Come back, fix the problem.
That sounds like Fonte process.
You have to walk away. That's not straight up, for real. I want to ask you, man, specifically about your work with Stargate, because y'all have like really great chemistry together. And I remember we've met on a few occasions, but I remember this was probably like, this is like 07, 06. But your first album, in my own words, it just dropped. And we was in Atlanta, and it was at Drama. Drama was having a party. If I feel like it was Drama. But anyway, some party in Atlanta, and I saw you. I was like, oh man, it's Neo. And you were like in there. I was surprised that you were even there. You like had the hat on. You were like super chill. I was like, oh wow, like you were like super quiet enough. And I just walked up. I was like, hey, yo, man, like Sexy Love is the joint off the new record. And he was like, yo, appreciate it. You know what I mean? And then like I put the single. But I love that song, man. And you and Stargate, like y'all have chemistry, man. Like talk about that process of working with them, what it's like.
Well, firstly, I was so chill that night because I was shitting on myself in my soul, inside. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh my God, it's people in here. I know that person too. I just calm down, relax, breathe. 3, 2, 4. And my mind, this is what happened in my mind. Outside, it's like, yeah.
We all been there.
Oh no, I was losing it. But Stargate, the beauty of Stargate is how genuinely humble and just kind of, I hate to use the term regular because there's nothing regular about their level of talent, but they're just ordinary people. Like, you'll never see these cats with the big dumb jewelry. You'll never hear, Stargate at the top of the joint. They don't do that. They let the music speak for itself. These cats have figured out simplicity. It's like, they came along right on time where it was like, again, no disrespect to anybody, but we got to that place where the producer's a celebrity too now, right? So you so enthralled in making sure that everybody know that this is you, and you do so much to the track that you ain't leave room for the song now. Where does the song fit over all of this beautiful, amazing shit that you done on this track? Here comes Stargate with, listen, we're going to give you a skeleton and let you put the meat on. We're going to let the song create the body. Because technically that's kind of what it's supposed to be. It's a marriage between the two. You know what I'm saying? It's the foundation that's holding up the structure, that's holding up the structure. And that's what they do. To the point where, they'll give me, like, so Sick, for example, was that harp and a drum, and that was it. And that's what I wrote to. And then later on, they went back and put the chords and filled it up. You know what I'm saying? Sexy Love, same way. Doom, 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 doom. That and a boom, boom, boom. That's it.
Yeah.
Wrote the song. They go in later and put in the bells and whistles later on because to make the track meld to the song. You know what I mean? No, it's like Cass ain't doing that. It's like, no, I got to make sure everybody know this is my track. I did this. Damn that song, yeah, whatever the song, I did it.
And those guys they're Swedish, if I'm not correct. That's from Sweden.
They're from Norway.
Norway, okay.
Brothers from Norwegian mothers, yes.
Yeah.
Which kind of again speaks to your point, Quest. It's different over there because there's a different level of respect for the craft over there. Like these cats, they will sit on that piano, they will get on that guitar, they will get on the drums, they playing everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun for them. It's like the fringe benefit of it is that you make money, but that ain't why you're doing it. You're doing it because, like, when we finished So Sick, bro, we sat in the studio and listened to that shit 90 times that night, just on some yo, like just joy. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah,
and then
the song
just
comes
joy.
out and
does well, and it's like, all right, cool. But in that moment, honestly, even if the song had come out and not done well, just what we felt when we finished that joint was like, that was it. That's what you do it for. Not the screaming your name and not the money of it. Those are all fringe benefit. Those should be fringe benefit based on the fact that you did something from your soul and the world agreed with you. That's how that's supposed to work, not the other way around.
Well, I know you spent. Oh, go ahead, I mean.
No, I was saying I came in kind of backwards and all over the place. Usually I go in chronological order, but before I start just picking off songs I want you to talk about, can you tell us about what led to you getting a record deal? Like, what's the process? I would like you to talk about the Left Eye show.
The Cut.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Cut, that was me, and remember the guys that told you right after that situation with the talent show that a friend of mine was like, hey, at the singing group, I want to know if you wanted to. So that was the group. That was us. We called ourselves Envy. Because we were from Nevada. It was not a lot of thought went into it, but not a lot. The Cut was after Apollo. We did Apollo, amateur night at Apollo, and things did not go to plan. I'll say that.
What you saying?
I'll put it this way: Sandman didn't come out.
Okay.
He was double dutching in the corner though. He was ready.
What did you sing? What did you sing?
We sang Players in the Hood by Donnell Jones. And to this day, every time I see Donnell Jones, I apologize to that man for murdering his song the way we did on that stage. It was it was not good. It was not good. But we was young and we was cute, and there was a lot of girls in the audience, so they kept us alive. But had it not been for that,
he was warming it up.
He was in the corner like, am I going? Am I going? Man, it was bad. It was bad. So
wait,
after
you gotta walk me through the process of what is it to do, like everything, even to the house band. Like what is the process when you do Showtime amateur night at the Apollo?
So basically you send them at the time you send them a tape of what you do, and they say, yeah, we'd love to have you. Come on down. Mind you, they don't pay for you to get there. They just, if you can make it, come on.
It's the Apollo. Yeah.
Apollo. So you get down there. Now what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to come down a day early so that you can rehearse your song with Ray Chu and the Crews, who it was at the time when we was there. Shout out to my man Ray Chu. I do not blame you, bro. That was us. That was our fault. We didn't do that. We showed up the day of the show with a tape because we thought that they was gonna let us play our music off our tape, and it was like, no, singers have to use the band.
Oh,
we haven't rehearsed with the band. Well, why were y'all not here yesterday? Anyway, turns out Ray Chew and the crew didn't even know the damn song at the time. They had no idea what the song was, so they had to learn the song and then had to learn how we wanted to come out to the song. It was completely messed up.
So many lessons learned. So many
would
lessons.
you have chosen another song in hindsight?
What'd you say?
Would you have chosen another song in hindsight?
Oh, no. That had to happen. That had to happen. It had to happen exactly the way it did. We needed to be knocked down a couple pegs because we had done all that could be done in Vegas. We did every talent show, one, you know what I'm saying? We did all that. And we went in there like our shit didn't stink. Like we really literally walked into place.
Oh, y'all needed that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all needed that.
Oh yeah, this Vegas. Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Oh no, not in New York.
When I tell you, after we got off that stage and got back to the back, we all ran in the bathroom and just stood around and stared at each other for like 15 seconds and all bust out crying at the same time. It was bad. Yeah, so after the Apollo, we was like, man, we got to redeem ourselves. Shout out to my man, Corey. Corey was like our manager. He was a part of the group, but he was the manager. He was the one that was, he was the one that wasn't afraid to talk to people. We ran up on Diddy one time. I was like, hey, let us sing for you. That was Corey. But Corey was also the one that could never be on time for anything. He was like, hey, Diddy told us to be there by 8. 12 o'clock, Corey getting out the shower type situation. That was Corey. We got to the cut 2 days early, right? Because he was like, is there a band we need to rehearse with her?
Good.
We'll do that. I was like, no. Y'all got tape of your music? Yeah, okay, cool. We can use the tape? Woo! All right, we can use the tape. We went in with an original song that we had written called Pillow Talk. I think we did okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great by any means, but it wasn't terrible. And we wound up losing to a girl that got on stage and got next to naked, and Ice-T gave her 2 more points than he gave us. Yeah.
Yeah, because who were the judges of the cut? I couldn't remember it.
I think it was guest judges it was different every episode. So Ice-T was one of the judges for us. He literally said it on the show. He was like, you know what? I wasn't really crazy about the song, but when she started stripping, I gave her a 9.
Damn.
It was like,
damn. But everything happened for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. Yes, indeed.
So
that
then
was
what?
one of the last shows that we did as a group before we finally decided, you know what? Let's just.
Do you remember performing with us out in Vegas?
Yeah, Jay
were backing you up
when Jay brought me out. Was that?
Yeah. Do you remember?
I remember, yes.
As president of Def Jam, I by that point I felt comfortable enough with Jay to to rib him or joke with him. Like most people just treat him like the king, like the good version of Idi Amin. Like they don't mix words or whatever. But I felt like a little comfortable where I just call him up randomly about something. And I would say that you were one of the artists that he always advocated for. He always fought for it. Like he was basically trying to figure out which one of you guys that he wanted on the next Roots record, prominently, either like Chrisette or you or, Tierra, like one of you. And so when he got word that you were in town, he's like, all right, keep your eye on him. Because at that point, I was not familiar. I had my head under the sand when it came to like any music that, wasn't the music I already had in my record collection. Mm-hmm. And you came out like someone owed you money. Like I didn't realize.
Oh, you didn't know he had it like that?
Dog, I wish there was a videotape because there's a thing with Jay where he turns around real slow, like, and I hate when that smuggy "I told you so" look he'll give me. He's like,
yeah, because that's like the cherry on top. You're like, well, wait a minute now.
You was killing it. I was like, oh my God, he's going for James Brown Tammy show levels.
But I knew the importance of where I was at. I'm like, let me get this straight. The Roots and Jay-Z and me. Oh, I'm about to show my ass.
All right, so you leave Envy, and then what's the process of how do you get the attention of record labels?
So I left left Envy, but while we were in Envy, again, shout out to my man Corey, you know, constantly moving around, trying to get things to pop for us. We met this cat who had a boy band signed to Hollywood Records. You know, at the time that was a Disney's.
That was Disney.
Yeah, a group called Youngstown. They never got huge, but they did well enough. So it was like it was a concept where it was like, write some songs for my group and I'll help y'all get signed type situation. So, you know, we wrote the songs, was what it was. Like at this time, I know nothing of publishing. I know nothing of any of that. I'm just like, we're gonna get a deal. Yeah, we'll write a song, whatever. So after the group broke up, I basically started being managed by that guy. His name was Dubs. Everybody called him Dubs Wilson. And he was the one that was kind of moving me around, you know, showing me the different people. I was living with this cat by the name of Paulie Paul, the producer. He did Teedra Moses' first album.
Oh yeah, Paulie. Yeah, that Paulie. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. We actually met Teedra. I met Teedra through that whole situation. I vocal produced and arranged that whole first album. I didn't write.
I know. Okay.
Anything. She did all the writing herself. I was infatuated with Teedra at the time.
Oh,
she
yeah.
would write
Who
all the
wasn't?
records herself.
Yeah.
I would just come in and, you know, fill harmonies here and that type of thing.
Okay, still that's dope. That's music history.
What is your patience level with vocal producing? Because I hate it.
I don't do it anymore. I'll say that.
You see it.
Yeah, I'm not so shout out to my man Sauce, Curtis Wilson, aka Sauce, formerly of the group Something for the People. You remember Something for the People?
Yeah.
I love this shit.
Guy. Sauce is my vocal producer, arranger, you know what I'm saying? And so if I wrote it, he's normally the one that's gonna take it with the artist and get it recorded properly, because he has the patience for that. I do not. I tried for a long time.
That's what you need.
I don't have it.
All right. So can I say, or I won't ask for specific names.
Ooh.
But no, because it's real. Like there's certain artists that I hate working with because you got to Jedi mind trick them. You know, they don't want to do another take. Mm-hmm. So are there artists that you've had that situation with where like they catch an attitude or don't want to do it the way that you give you one more take?
Yes.
Your silence is telling me everything.
Absolutely. Okay. I've been in with people that you know. I've been in with people and it's like it's either that or they're so anal, like, yo, did you hear the breath on the beginning of that? Let me just get that breath one more time. Bruh, no one hears it. No, just the on the very top. Let me get that. Nah, that wasn't it. Let me get it again. Nah, that wasn't it.
That sounds like Beyonce and Rihanna already. That sounds like Beyonce Rihanna.
Man, this breath took an hour and 30 minutes for the breath. It's not a word, it's just the breath at the top of the word. An hour and 30 minutes.
Wait, I gotta ask you, was it Beyonce?
It was not.
Do you remember A Bronx Tale when they had that "Now Yous Can't Leave" moment?
Yeah.
I had that with her once and never again. Like it was about figuring out ending of a song. And I was like, I said the wrong thing. I said, no, maybe it's 2 Vance. It's cool. We could just do it the regular ending. We're good.
No, you didn't challenge her.
And Jay looked at me like, oh, and she's like, oh, we gonna get this right. And I said, well, it's lunch break now, so we can just come back at 2. He says, no, we're gonna do it right now. I don't care if it takes 3 hours.
Ooh.
And it took,
great.
It was the "Now You Can't Leave" moment. So
yeah, that is the Beyonce that I'm familiar with. But when I worked with her, I wasn't needed. Like I wasn't there for a lot of it. Like she had it. That was one of the things that made me fall in love with her even more. Like I didn't have to feed her no notes. Like, here's the next note. I got it. Oh, okay. All right. She was adding her own ad-libs. Like I went and got coffee. I came back. The song was done. I'm like, okay, well, what y'all got doing today? What y'all doing?
So, if that's the case, then what's your favorite song of hers that you've done that you come back and heard her finished product and was like, oh shit, yeah.
I can't think of one that I did with her that I didn't feel that way about. Everything we did, because mind you, so at this point, I know a little bit about how to sell a record, right? I know that you can't sing the record ridiculously well because you mess around and scare the artist off, right? You have to keep it kind of middle of the road, just good enough. You know, exactly. Get him.
Oh, you're talking about making the demo. You talking about making the demo.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anything
that's something I did not know.
Oh yeah. No, so anything that I did for anybody, I sing the demo and then send it to them, and they like it, dislike it, whatever the case may be. So Beyonce,
and you do it dry. You do it dry.
Yeah. Dry. One take down. I have harmony ideas here and here, and not in stone, but here's would be a good place for a harmony. Here would be a good place. That's all was needed. When I come back, and it's the irreplaceable that we all know.
That's what I was just thinking. That's the song I was just thinking. Yeah.
Irreplaceable, flaws and all. You know, it's very. I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm a bitch in the afternoon.
You don't have. Yes. Don't do that.
Dry. Everything. All the all of that. That's her. That's all her. I wrote there's a joint on that same album called If You Let Him Take Me From You. Another one where she just went to church on shit, like just I've never felt so useless in a session than a session with Beyonce. Like I did not need to be there at all.
Is there a song of yours that vocally you wish you could have been there in the room for, just because it wasn't the way that you envisioned it?
Yes, it just didn't do what it was supposed to do. Right. So I love Luke James. Luke James is my guy. Luke James has one of the best voices that I've heard in a long time.
He does.
I wrote a song for Luke James, and what happened was, the original key of the song was way higher than he sings in his regular voice. So they had to drop it down to where he sang. And if anybody knows anything about when you take a high key song and drop it down, it kind of takes a little energy from the record. So when I heard it back, it was like damn near 3 notes lower than I initially gave it to him. And I wasn't there when he cut it. So I'm like, as much as I love Luke, that's not what the song's supposed to be. But by that time it was too late. The song came out, didn't really do anything.
I was about to say, we didn't. I'm sorry. I like the shine.
Yeah, it didn't do much of anything. But take another from Luke again, an amazing singer, just amazing dude. Period. That was just a moment in time where it's like, if I knew that they were gonna drop it down that many keys, I would have just been like, nah, dude, let's do something else. Let me do something that makes more sense in the realm of where you like
write a different melody.
Yeah, because it just took all the energy from the record. Like, yeah.
Like when I first heard Champagne Life, man, I was like, yo, dog.
Ooh, that's the one right there.
This is gonna be the one.
That's
I wish Champagne Life was your magnum opus. That is my all-time favorite song of yours. And I wish that shit would have, because I felt it was like an anthem. Like if there ever was a Black excellence anthem.
Yes. Yes, Amir.
I seen it, and I wish that song was just like way bigger.
It felt like a Black
are there songs of yours
anthem?
Yes. Are there songs of yours that are not your out the gate hits that you wish were bigger singles or that Def Jam worked?
Absolutely. I'm not a dictator, meaning I'm not the dude going, you know what, the hell with your opinion, I like this song, that's a single, leave me alone. I'm not that dude, right? There's a small group of people that we all get together and we pick what songs are going to make the album, what songs are going to be singles, you know what I'm saying? And everybody respects everybody's opinion. My manager, Tango, this is one of the oddest creatures on the face of the planet because Tango don't even listen to music yet. Tango can always pick the one that's going to go.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
But that's
he
good,
always
though,
knows, like, nah. The whole
he represents
like, hey, like, nah, trust me, B. And damn it, it'll be B. I'm telling you, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. But so him, just a small group of people that I do this with. Which means that there's been a multitude of times where it was songs that I wanted to be singles that didn't wind up singles. Mirror from the first album.
Yes, I wanted that to be a single. I wanted that to be a single.
This was before Def Jam realized that I could be sexy. They didn't view me as sexy, so they was like,
that's the best song.
Hey, it's all good.
Okay.
You know what? At the time, I was priding myself on not being that R&B dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
I looked at it like, okay, if I can step on stage in a three-piece suit and get the same screams that you can with your chest out, who winning?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right. So because of that, I guess they was like, Mirror, nah, that wouldn't work. All right, cool. Champagne Life, that whole album, the Libra Scale album was just, man, it was just so many things that went wrong. So many things that went wrong. And
I love that record, man.
I take responsibility for the things that went wrong.
Okay.
So the Libra Scale album, which is what Champagne Life was on, when I came back from doing the Red Tails movie, and then I did another movie called Battle Los Angeles. So in the process of doing these movies, I'm sticking real close to the writers, real close to the directors, because like this, I want to learn how to do this. I know I can tell a story in 3 minutes. I want to learn how to tell a story in 2 hours. How I do this, right? I guess I'm not asking the right questions. So I go back to Def Jam and I say to them, so for my 4th album, I want to do like a 30-minute, maybe 45-minute little mini movie and let the album be the soundtrack to the movie. And they're like, okay, that's a pretty dope idea. Okay, bring us a script. Cool. Notice, I said 30, 45 minutes, right? See, this is before I learned that in the world of screen and script writing, a page equates to a minute. I didn't know this. So whereas I told them 30, 45 minutes, I brought them a script with 145 pages in it. And they were like, what we doing? What you want us to do with this? This is not 30 minutes. This ain't gonna go. So I had to then take the 145 pages and bust it down to 30 pages, which took way, way long. Because again, I'm green to this. I know what I want to do. I just don't know how to do it. So bust it down to 30. By that time, the clock is ticking. We ain't got time to shoot no movie. All right, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do 5 long form music videos. So the video for Champagne Life, the video for 1 in a Million, the video for Beautiful Monster. Yeah. It didn't it just didn't go the way it was supposed to go, man. It just didn't go how it was supposed to go. We got 3 videos in. Def Jam said, we can give you no more damn money. To hell with your to be continued. We're not doing it. Champagne Life was always supposed to be the first single. And then we come to Beautiful Monster. But then all of a sudden, in the 9th inning, everybody switches up and goes, well, no, we think Beautiful Monster should go first. And I'm like, no, because I know what Beautiful Monster is. Beautiful Monster is just chasing closer. I don't want to do that. Closer with the moment. Let that be that. You hear this record. Let's go here. Nah. You got an international fan base now. You got to feed your fan base.
Oh,
right, can I ask? Is this Jay Brown talking? Is this L.A. Reid? Like, who's the drive? Who's the wheel?
A little bit of all of them is everybody got their hand on the wheel and is pushing at this point. At this point, this is the 4th album. This is after Year of the Gentleman, so everybody's hands on at this point, right? So
right.
And Year of the Gentleman did what. So now it's like, all right, he's proven. Let's pay more attention than we ever have before, almost to a fault, because decided to go a Beautiful Monster first.
Micromanage.
Beautiful Monster did, what it did. It did well overseas, which we knew it was going to do because that's what it's for. Didn't do it over here, and then they put out Champagne Life trying to clean up behind Beautiful Monster, because Beautiful Monster, they let it rock for a little while. It wasn't picking up, so all right, we're moving on to Champagne Life. Champagne Life comes out. It's moving. We want to drop another single. Why? Let it live.
Right.
Why would you chop the legs off of this? It's going.
Ooh.
You got a heat rock with this next one. Okay, if it's a heat rock now, it's gonna be a heat rock. Let it live. They ain't want to let it live. Chop the legs off of Champagne Life with the next single, which did not do well either. Then we ended everything off with 1 in a Million, which kind of, at the very least leveled us out. I wasn't in the red after the damn album. 1 in a Million leveled us out, but it didn't do what everyone anticipated. I was really, really down at that period of time. I just remember being real sad a lot because it just so many things went wrong. I'm like, there's no way that this is this bad of an idea for all of these things to be happening like this. And then I'll never forget that year, I got invited to Prince's Grammy party. I remember he used to throw a party at his house. So that was silver lining in the dark cloud. So we went to the party. I remember we're in the pool house, and there's like a plexiglass thing over the pool, so we're literally standing on the pool. I thought that was cool as hell. So he's on the little stage with his band rocking out. He sees me, puts his guitar down, beelines to me, and what comes to my ear and whispers and says, "Libra Scale was a good album, and don't let anybody tell you different."
Wow.
But Amir, but did you know what was, but Neo, did you know what he was whispering in everybody's ear? Amir, this reminds me of all the stories that you told me that like, that's what he would do.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that's kind of what he did. Like
management.
That's kind of what he does.
Yeah.
You know, we had one other encounter where I was drinking some vodka and he leaned over to me at a party and said, "Vodka's bad for you." And he didn't say nothing else for the rest of the party. So yeah, that was a thing that he did.
Before we wrap, I just wanted to I always wanted to know the song Time Loop for Sherman Showcase.
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. Me and my production partner
take
Zoe
no credit.
But wait, do you know Neo?
Take no credit.
Do you know?
Right.
Yeah, we met on set. I think the day that y'all take, we met because I sang the demo on that. And yeah, like right now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, wow, we met that day. You was like, yeah, man, you sounded just like Walter Scotty on that joint. It was like, but yeah, we did that, man. And I was like, yo, this is like crazy. How I don't know who the fuck they gonna get to sing it. And then I guess maybe like a month later, Diallo, shout out to Diallo, he came and was like, yeah, man, we got Neo to do it. I was like, fuck yeah, that's perfect. So what was it like for you? How did that song like come to you? Like, what did you think? Like, what was it like on your side?
Bro, Diallo reached out. Sent me told me about the show, the Sherman Showcase show, and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. And I'm like, yeah, man, I always want to do funny stuff. I don't never get the funny roles. It's just for whatever reason. I guess I'm not funny. All right, I thought I was. I guess I'm not. Anyway,
you're funny.
Well, thank you. Tell some of these damn casting directors that I'm funny, so I get funny. Because I don't ever get it.
Be yourself.
I always get the music roles. All right, you're a starving artist in the mean streets of New York. That's what I get all the time. So he sent me the record. At first I asked, I was like, do I need to write something? He was like, you can, but I have an idea. And then he sent it to me. I'm like, oh shit, I don't need to do none of this. Yeah, I was listening to that joint like it was a real song. Like
that's the idea.
Y'all realize that
all of us were that watched the show. We was like, all them songs. We was like, yo,
yeah,
where the album at?
Yeah, listen.
Word. But now I'm down to do more. Now that I know you down to do more, because now that I know that, oh yeah, for sure.
Can we get a Sherman Showcase update? Can we get a Sherman Showcase update?
Yeah,
Is that what you're doing? Can we get a Sherman Showcase update?
So
yeah, what's going on?
The date, I mean, like everything else, COVID pushes back. But the new season, I believe, is coming in the fall.
Okay. Right.
We did the music, all the music and all that's been done, but we got pushed back from COVID. But the new season is coming this fall though.
So I will happily revive the character. Come on, yes, let's do it.
Okay, done deal.
That's what's up.
Can I ask about Self-Explanatory real quick? Oh, I just got hot.
Yes.
I just want to know, because back to this conversation that we were having in the beginning of the show about music and whatnot, I'm curious to how you continue in the legacy on this album and while still keeping it fresh.
Okay, so this album, I started this album in 2018, and then of course, COVID, pandemic, quarantine, all of that stuff hit and just threw a monkey wrench in everybody's situation. That happens. So a good half of this album, I wound up having to kind of do over, because it's like, all right, you work with a producer in 2018, you do a song, he's like, all right, yeah, this is for the album. You didn't pay him yet, and y'all ain't spoke. And then you call him in 2022, and he's like, what? Oh, bro, I sold that thing a year ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Happens like that. It's all good. So we had to redo some stuff. But overall, this album it's definitely me as me. I mean, I call it self-explanatory because I feel like I've been here damn near 20 years. Do you really need an explanation to a Neo record at this point? Not really, right? Not really. You understand what it is. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, this is me acknowledging what's going on right now. I can never become it. I'm 42. Leave me alone. I can never become it, but I can acknowledge it. I can acknowledge it. I can acknowledge the parts of it that I dig. So there's one song in particular. It's actually the first song on the album. It's cat from the newer generation. His name is Zay France. If you ever heard the name before, look him up. He got something. He got something to the point where I let him feature on the album. The name of the joint is Laying Low. It's a quality record, but it doesn't sound like typical Neo. It's more the song leans a little bit more towards his generation, and I'm just kind of uncle on the side of the thing. But I'm never the cat that's gonna jump on a record and not be me. I can that could never. I can't do that. So even if it sounds a little more contemporary than normal, it's just me acknowledging the changes and the evolutions that have happened in R&B. While at the same time, I'm gonna still give you my bridges. I'm gonna still give you my 3, 4, 5 part harmonies where I can get them in there. All of that is gonna be on this album as well. It's just me celebrating the fact that I get to do music for a living. Simone, that's pretty much what this album is.
As well. Oh, real quick, Sia, Sia, working with her.
Yeah, man. So she wrote the hook to Let Me Love You. Let me love you, and I will love you until you learn to love yourself. Funniest thing, I was like, because I heard that lyric, I'm like, yo, where did you come up with that? And she said, oh, my AA meeting. That's what they say.
Wow.
We're gonna love you until you learn to love yourself. I'm like, yo, I fuck with you so happy for that.
That's dumb.
She is the realest person alive. I remember that it was actually that session. We were sitting in the back. We was at Westlake Studios on Santa Monica, and we were sitting in that little back room off of the A room. And I was looking at the tattoos on her arm. She has pictures of dogs, but it looked like a 4-year-old drew a dog, and it's just a bunch of them like all over her arm. I'm like, what is? Anyway, I'm sitting there because I'm in awe of her because mind you, I'm 07. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fan of Tia from there. So I finally get to work with her. So I'm geeking out and I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, you're just supposed to be way bigger than you are. And she's like, yeah, but I don't want it. I want to go to Taco Bell. And I'm like, what? She's like, I want to go to Taco Bell. I want to be able to go to Taco Bell and get a taco if I feel like it. If I get any bigger and people know my face, I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm like, that makes a lot of damn sense. So I guess we got to figure out a way for your music to get the recognition it loves, but you being able to still go to Taco Bell. She's like,
hide in plain sight.
Publishing. Yeah.
She said, I'm working on
y'all just blew my mind.
Thing you know,
I feel like a kid. I didn't know that 07.
With Lil Maddie dancing and half the world don't know what Sia look like, yet the whole world loves her music. I'm like, she figured it out. And it's just victory stories like that just make my heart smile, man. Because I just remember sitting there with her like, how are we gonna get you to Taco Bell? They need to hear this music, but we gotta get you to Taco Bell. How are we gonna do this?
She did it. She figured
it. Now I have one question because I was 1 day old. I didn't realize that you wrote Mac Wilds' Own It. And
yeah, man.
I still spin that to this day.
My God.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Do you ever have songs that you wish you would have kept for yourself?
Not when they do well. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like if it came out and it was a hit on who it came out, clearly that's where it was supposed to go.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Now, when it come out and it don't do well, I'm like, well, damn, if that's how you was gonna do, I should have kept it. I could have did better than that.
Another question, because you were one of the staff writers of the Empire series. How much pressure was that? Like at the top of the season, where I would imagine even the summer before, it's like you gotta have like whatever 15 songs or whatever. Like, what's the division of labor where, like, how do they assign those songs to get done for? Because every episode of Empire had at least like 6 to 7 ready-made, like real sounding songs, not just like, you know, whatever they would just play on the background of A Different World, but like really fully produced. No Gordon Gartrell songs, but how much pressure was that? Like, was this stuff inside your canon that you had in the back already, or were you like custom making these songs on the spot?
Well, I didn't come in until the following season. The first season, that none of that was me. I didn't do none of that. Second season is when they pulled me, and it was honestly a really painless process, bro. They and I don't know if it was just because it was me, but they was basically like, well, what you got for us? Well, what do you need? Well, what you got? Oh, well, damn. All right. Well, let me look in the, and then I got to meet Jesse. I got to meet, Yaz and got to meet Saray and all of them, and like kind of really develop kind of a friendship with them to where it's like, all right, I know how to write a song for you now. I know what your voice does now. I know what works, what doesn't. You know what I mean? So they really rolled out the red carpet for me. They made it very easy for me to produce anything that I needed to produce for the show. It definitely did.
Sweet. Well, we're about to wrap up right now. I want to thank you for, doing the show with us, and
thank you for the records. Thank you for the records. Thank you for
the music and the soundtrack.
You for the bridges.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, especially the bridges.
And you should audition, maybe start auditioning for like some romantic comedies. I see like maybe starting out as like a sidekick situation and being the funny. If you want to do I see that. I see that for you. You don't see that? You don't see that to the left? You doing it? You Beyonce? What?
Get out.
Get out of what? You doing it? You doing it?
No.
What?
No, I know. I feel you. I don't want to do. I won't say I don't want to do a romantic comedy because if the right one come along, I'm gonna do it. But I want to play a paraplegic white man who just realized.
It's time to go, Amir. Shut this shit down. Shut this shit down.
Mama is black. With one blue eye. I want to do something that's so not me.
You want to be Lieutenant Dan?
Come on, man. I'm trying to tell you. I want to be something that's so not me that when people learn it's me, they go, oh, well, damn.
Okay.
We didn't know he had it in him.
That's what I want to do.
I understand
That's what I want to do.
I understand. You went real far to the left.
I need that. I need.
Okay.
A German chef that just got shipwrecked in Africa. Has to learn how to make
Sherman Showcase season 3. We got
Yo, Fonte, did you hear that, Neo?
Come on.
He's gonna write that song for you. I can tell it.
Let's go.
All right, so on behalf of Laia and Fontigolo and Sugar Steve and Unpaid Bill and Lieutenant Dan over here, this is Questlove Supreme. Thank you, Neo, for doing this, and we'll see you on the next go round.